What is up, everybody? It's JT Sports and Match you guys with another video. In this video, I'm here with my Baltimore Ravens 7th round mock draft. And for the Baltimore Ravens, they're coming off of a very impressive 2019 season and ended up in a loss to the Tennessee Titans in the divisional round, which still to this day shocks a lot of people. And a big reason why they lost that game was because simple. They got outmanned and outclassed and out physical up front by the Tennessee Titans. Derrick Henry was a machine. He could not be brought down. The Ravens had no answers for him, and the Tennessee Titans offensive line just got the best of the Baltimore Ravens front seven. So that goes into the draft needs that the Baltimore Ravens have. So they picked up Calais Campbell, which is a good fit, and they could use an edge rusher, well, a couple of edge rushers actually, because they franchise tagged Matthew Judon, which I believe was their leading sack leader from 2019. He's supposed to end up getting traded, so they need to find another edge rusher or a couple of edge rushers. Then they need to find a linebacker or two, because that's pretty much the biggest hole that they have on the defense is the fact that they don't really have that good of a linebacker core, so they need to get that fixed up. Then they also could use some more depth when it comes to the interior of the defensive line. On the offensive side of the ball, they need to draft the offensive guard to replace Marshall Yonda and a receiver. So that goes into my first round selection. I have the Ravens taking. I have them taking linebacker out of LSU, Patrick Queen. Now, Ravens fans probably would love to have Kenneth Murray, but I don't think Kenneth Murray, the linebacker out of Oklahoma, is going to fall to the Ravens at the 28th overall selection that they have. So I think linebacker Patrick Queen is the next man up. That would be a really good fit. And I'm not saying that Patrick Queen is not as good as Kenneth Murray. I'm not saying at all. Patrick Queen is really talented, but I'm just saying I think Ravens fans would probably prefer Murray over Patrick Queen. But I mean, Patrick Queen is really good in his own right. Other than Isaiah Simmons, this is probably the second best coverage linebacker in all of the NFL draft. This dude is really exceptional in coverage. He's good in zone coverage. He's also a very solid tackler as well. And he played some of his best football of his career and some of the biggest games that LSU played in. He played very well in the SEC championship game versus Georgia. He was good in the college football playoffs, the semifinal game versus Oklahoma and the college football championship game versus Clemson. So I mean, this dude really turned it up a notch the last few games of his LSU career. So I think for the Ravens, Patrick Queen would be a really good fit. And the Ravens, something that Ravens fans have been complaining about for a while now has been the fact that they haven't really had that good of a coverage linebacker. So I mean, this is a guy who fills that need, and I think Ravens fans would be really happy if Patrick Queen falls in their lap with the 28th overall pick. Now, with their second round selection, 55th overall, having selected an offensive guard out of Kentucky University, Logan Stenberg. Now, Logan Stenberg will be a really solid replacement for Marshall Yonda. Now, I'm not expecting this guy to live up to the expectations of Marshall Yonda. Marshall Yonda is most definitely going to end up going to the Hall of Fame. He's one of the best offensive guards of this past decade. So it's going to be really hard to fill in and replace him. But I think Logan Stenberg will be okay, because this is probably one of the best run blocking offensive linemen in this draft class. This guy is big, he's nasty, and he is a baller. He reminds me a lot of Jack Conklin, besides the fact that he plays offensive guard and Jack Conklin plays offensive tackle. So this guy is a really good run blocker, one of the best run blockers in this class. He's a mauler. He loves a pancake guy. So I think the Ravens, with the fact that they love to run the football a lot, will be a really good fit for Logan Stenberg. And the bright side is he should be able to start right away. With their second round selection, well, the second round pick that they have, having selected wide receiver KJ Hamler out of Penn State University. And I think KJ Hamler will be a really good fit for the Ravens offense for the fact that they already have Hollywood Brown. They got Miles Boykin as well and Willie Snead. But I think KJ Hamler will be an upgrade from the receiver position if they move him to the slot. I think he does have some potential that maybe he could play outside, kind of like a Tyreek Hill is a lot of comparisons a lot of people have for him, but I prefer him to be much in the slot. I think for the Ravens, they will probably prefer him in the slot as well. So I think KJ Hamler will be another good addition to this Ravens offense. It gives them some more speed on the field. So you'll have Hollywood Brown, then you're going to have Lamar Jackson, then you're going to have KJ Hamler. So I mean, him and Marquise Brown will be a really good tandem, especially if they end up playing him at that slot receiver position. I think that'd be a really good fit and a really good pickup for the Baltimore Ravens with their second round selection. Now, going into the third round, I haven't selected edge rusher Josh Uche out of the University of Michigan. I'm sorry if I mispronounced his name, but Josh is a guy who had 8.5 sacks for Michigan in 2019. This guy reminds me a little bit of Jadeveon Clowney. He's very athletic, has a very fast. This guy has a very fast burst around the corner, in my opinion. And this guy really had a nice 2018 season for Michigan, in my opinion, as well, when we saw him on the field, or at least when I watched a little bit of Michigan. So, I mean, this is a guy who has been pretty good and having pretty nice numbers for Michigan over the last couple of seasons. And for the Ravens, they need some edge rushers on the outside. Like I said, we don't really know what's going to happen with Matthew Judon. We know that the Ravens are supposed to be trading him. The question is, when are they going to trade him? Before the draft, after the draft, or before the start of the regular season? So I think Josh Uche is a guy who can come in, and I think really he could end up having 5 or 6 sacks right away. I think he's pretty much one of the most underrated pass rushers in this draft class, and a lot of people aren't really talking about him like that. Everybody's focused on the Chase Youngs of the world and things like that. I think this is a guy here who could end up slipping through the cracks for the Baltimore Ravens and falling right in their hands with their third round selection. In the fourth round, I have them selecting a defensive lineman out of Ohio State, Devon Hamilton. Now, Devon Hamilton can play a multitude of positions in the interior for Baltimore. He can play nose, he can play tackle, or he can end up playing end. So for the Ravens, it's just a matter of fact of how he fits into the defense, what position they lock him at the most. Now, this guy is really solid against the run. And for the Ravens, I don't know if he could start right away, but he could give them some much needed depth on the defensive line, which is something that I think they need. They could need some more depth, some more guys to sub out in case some guys up front get tired. So I think this is a guy who could start his career off with the Ravens as a good rotational player, then end up becoming later on in his career a good 3 down defensive lineman. Now, with their second fourth round selection, having selected the edge rusher out of the University of Florida, Jabari Zuniga. Now, Jabari Zuniga is really interesting. This is a guy who I feel has late first round, early second round caliber talent, but the reason why he probably would not go in those early rounds is simply for the fact that he can't really stay healthy. I think he missed a good portion of his games this past season for the University of Florida. He missed a little bit of games. Actually, I think he missed a handful of games, him and CJ Henderson. So the thing with Jabari Zuniga is when he's on the field, he's really productive. Go back to that Miami Hurricanes game. I am a Miami Hurricanes fan. Been a Miami Hurricanes fan my whole entire life, and this guy single-handedly wrecked the game versus Miami. I mean, this guy was terrorizing Jaron Williams. He was terrorizing Miami Hurricanes young offensive line, and I mean, the Miami Hurricanes couldn't find no solution to stop this guy. They tried to chip a halfback, that didn't work. They tried to send a tight end to try to chip block him as well. I don't think that really worked as well. So I mean, this guy was absolutely causing havoc on the Miami Hurricanes offensive line. And I mean, that's just a little bit of a glimpse of potential that this guy really has. I think this is a guy who can end up being an 8, 9 sack guy if he ends up living up to his potential. I mean, I think the Ravens would be in a good spot to draft him. I don't think he'll fall past the fourth round. So I think this is a pretty reasonable spot for him to go. A lot of people are comparing him to Robert Quinn. And I see the comparisons there. So I think the Ravens will be getting a steal and edge rusher Jabari Zuniga out of the University of Florida. Now, with their fifth round selection, I have them selecting the offensive tackle Yazir Durant out of Missouri. Now, this is a guy who is coming out one of the best offensive linemen in the SEC. He won a multitude of awards for SEC Offensive Lineman of the Week. Now, the only thing for him is that he's really inconsistent. Like he's really up and down. You don't really know what play you're going to expect from him on a week to week basis. But I mean, a lot of people are really high on this guy. Now, this is a guy who is listed as an offensive tackle, but a lot of people would like him to move the guard because sometimes he struggles versus edge rusher and speed, and his frame, he is a little bit slow at times. So I think he'll be better suited moving out offensive guard. And for the Ravens, man, the Ravens, if there was a team that you would want this guy to go to, it would probably be the Baltimore Ravens because the Baltimore Ravens, after the last couple of seasons, have been really good of drafting offensive linemen and the mid rounds of the NFL draft and getting the most out of those guys. So I think Yazir Durant will be a really good fit for the Ravens. And I think the Ravens could get the most out of him because, like I said, the Ravens are one of the best teams in the NFL when it comes to getting offensive linemen late in the NFL draft and developing those guys into solid starters. So I think Durant will be a really good fit with the fifth round selection. Now, the last pick of the 2020 NFL draft, I haven't selected a linebacker Marcus Bailey out of Purdue University. Now, Marcus Bailey, um, he's a solid linebacker, but the thing about him is that he's really small, has a really small frame. He's like 235 pounds, and he's 6 feet. Now, height doesn't really matter to me, height and weight. But the thing is, when you have a smaller linebacker like a Marcus Bailey, you expect a lot more athleticism. He's not really the fastest guy. I think he ran like a 4.77 or something like that. So I mean, he's not the most athletic guy. He's not the fastest guy neither. But I mean, he's a solid tackler. And if the Ravens are able to add a little bit of meat on his bones, he's able to make the roster. I think he's a guy who could end up contributing to the Ravens on special teams. So let me know what you guys think about this mock draft down in the comment section down below. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel for more NFL videos and content, and thanks for watching.